Days Gone is an open world survival horror and it's stunning, with dense forests, roaming wildlife and towns and buildings that look like they've been through hell and back. But alongside this are bugs and major frame rate issues, along with some story pacing issues that really stop Days Gone from being another fantastic game for Sony. You play as Deacon St. John, and from the opening act we quickly learn that Deacon's wife Sarah is dead. This is a major driving force for most of Deacon's actions throughout the game. And 2 years later, after the initial outbreak, Deacon and friend Boozer now camp out in an old watchtower, refusing to be a part of any camp, and instead are now drifters. To survive, Deacon has to take up jobs from camps to earn camp credits. To do this, Deacon relies on his bike to get where he needs to go, and at the start of the game your bike can feel slow and unresponsive, but if you earn enough camp credits and trust, you can upgrade Deacon's bike to improve speed, durability and fuel capacity, and by the end of the game getting around the world of Oregon was a blast. To progress through the story campaign in Days Gone, you will be given jobs from members of each camp. It's pretty clear early on that the variety of missions you are sent on do not evolve and can get a little repetitive, but this does not stop the game from telling a solid and engaging story. While predictable at times, Deacon and the cast of characters are fleshed out well enough that it kept me coming back to finish off the story. Unfortunately, a large portion of missions in Days Gone feel like unnecessary filler, and cutting these from the game or using the radio to give dialogue instead of small cutscenes with barely 2 seconds of dialogue could really improve the pace of the story. Completing missions in Days Gone will get you to drive around the stunning world of Oregon. The detail that has gone into the world really makes Days Gone look exceptional, with dynamic weather such as rain to snow that actually sticks and builds upon the ground, covering the area in a thick layer of snow. This not only looks great, but changes the way your bike handles in the world. You get a real sense that this world is not a safe place while stopping to stare at some of the stunning scenery Sony Bend has created. Unfortunately, due to the loot system in the game, exploring Oregon is not rewarding as I'd like. Opening cars, stopping at nearby buildings will not give you anything exciting, just supplies for crafting and makes exploration unfulfilling. While riding around the world of Days Gone, the performance was terrible at times, with massive frame drops that could linger on my regular PS4. Fortunately, this was mostly while riding my bike and at its worst, coming to the local camp. Most firefights or fights with hordes are fairly stable. I also encountered a few bugs, luckily nothing game breaking, just cars and enemies popping in that were not there previously and killing me, but other than that I had very few issues. Moving around the world in Days Gone feels great. It has excellent animation and responsive controls. Unfortunately, the gunplay is nothing special, and I constantly found that my bullets were not hitting its targets, regardless of how close or far the target was, or how well I aimed. As you progress through the campaign and find better weapons and level your skills up, this becomes less of an issue, but I still found myself relying on focus, which slows time down for more precise aiming, or simply just using a melee weapon. These melee weapons in the game feel absolutely fantastic. Deacon's bike is the main mode of transport to get around in the world of Days Gone. Your bike will need to be repaired when it is damaged and topped up with fuel when it is low. On a number of occasions I failed to keep an eye on the status of my bike and had to find scrap to repair it or a jerry can to top it up with fuel just to carry on with my journey. On some occasions I found myself, while searching a nearby area for supplies, I would bump into freakers, which on their own are not much of a threat, but make too much noise taking one freaker out, especially at night can bring more freakers, or worse, a horde on top of you with no warning. Hordes are a huge number of freakers that nest together during the day in caves and buildings, and at night roam the world creating tense moments if you happen to stumble across one during exploration or gathering supplies. Hordes can be seen at almost any point during your playthrough, but the chances of taking a horde out is almost impossible early on in the game. I would recommend spending your skill points and getting more powerful weapons from camps around the world, and even visiting nearer sites can give you permanent boost to health, stamina or focus after completing a small puzzle to gain entrance. Nearer sites offer a small refreshing breaks from the world, unless you forget to remove the alarms which will call freakers down on you, or, if you're lucky like me, have the nearby horde attack you. If you do manage to complete a Nero outpost, you will be able to sleep at the site and change the time of day if you choose to. Other than Nero sites, you will find freaker nests and ambush camps around the world of Oregon. These are fun to start with but get repetitive and are unrewarding. About halfway through my 45-hour playthrough I stopped doing them unless I had to do it for a mission. I did however enjoy the random encounters with wolves, bears, freakers, and even getting ambushed while on my way to a mission or just exploring the world. These felt natural and kept long distances in between missions fun and interesting. by far the most enjoyable part of Days Gone are the hordes. Unfortunately, defeating a horde is only achievable towards the end of the game. The rush you get from taking on a horde is easily some of the best moments in Days Gone, and when each horde has been completed it leaves your heart racing and palms sweating. Days Gone is a stunning open world with a great story that stumbles along the way. With more rewarding activities and better paced story, Days Gone could be a masterpiece.